Okay, so a lot of people have asked me about T-16000M FCS flight stick controller that comes with a combo of pedals for your rudders when you were taxiing out, and the thruster. One of the cool, unique features about this flight stick combo controller from a T-16000M is the fact that you got everything you need uh, to fly a big, Boeing 747, 787, jet fighter, helicopter, etc., etc. Why? Because you got the endless amount of buttons that you can use to program from both the thruster and the controller, and you have enough buttons to control all the aspects of your airplane, whether it's the Cessna, TBM, single prop turbo engine, or twin engine, or jet fighter, Boeing 787, A320, Airbus, right? 787, 767 Max, doesn't matter which airplane you're using. This bundle of T-16000M for $250, it's honestly all you need to get you started. You know. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little bit of a demonstration how accurate and how good this flight stick is. I will only focus on the flight stick because some of you told me that you just want to use the flight stick. You don't need the pedals and rudders because you can use the rudder by squeezing the axis of the yoke. I'm sorry, squeezing the yoke to right and left, which you can do here. You can squeeze the yoke left, you can squeeze it right, and you can use the rudders that way. I mean the pedals. And because you guys are mainly focused on the controller and the thruster. My thruster is on my left side over here, and the controller is on the right side. Obviously, I don't have that many cameras to show you all of it, but you will at least see how accurate this controller stick is when you properly calibrate it, which I have on my PC. This is only compatible with the PC, so you got to use the PC. Uh, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and let's do this. Got my parking brake out. We're going to slowly start adjusting our speed. Here we go. I'm just adjusting my rudder a little bit to position myself, and here we go. We're ready for takeoff. Nice and smooth. We also got the trimmer on the thruster so you can trim easily. See how quickly I can trim it? Like that. Already trimmed. Going up the preferred altitude that I want to go. We're in Albuquerque, New Mexico right now. And I can trim down easily as well. So basically you got everything you need on this T-16000M full package deal combo. And it's great. We have to reduce the speed a little bit, so we're going to do that so we don't stall. Let me show you a better angle here. We'll go outside as well. I just want to show you the cockpit first, inside the cockpit, and then we'll move into a outside. As you can see how smooth that is, right? It feels natural. It feels the way it should feel. But you have to calibrate. what's the key thing? The key thing is your sensitivity. That's the key thing that you have to calibrate, is your sensitivity from the option menu on your control settings, and you will have this smooth, right? It feels and it plays like a real aircraft would. I'm sorry, like a real aircraft would. Microsoft Flight Simulator can be a super realistic experience, but it all depends what kind of equipment you're using, and it all depends how well did you calibrate that equipment. The more cutting edge technology flight stick you have, and the better it's calibrated, then of course the experience is going to be that much better. And if you have a virtual reality headset with this controller, then you're really going to be having a great time. You see how I can trim the airplane up and down, nose up, nose down easily, because my thruster has that right on my fourth finger next to my middle finger. And it's amazing. People ask me, why am I playing on PC? Because of this controller, honestly. Of this controller, I'm really disappointed that the Thrustmaster T-16000M, it's not compatible with the Xbox Series X. I'm really disappointed. Because this Thrustmaster T-16000M, it's all I need, honestly, guys. I don't think I need anything else than this. I'm more than good with this. Look at that. How smooth that is, man. Any pilot who's watching this right now probably would say, yeah, man, this is pretty realistic flying and very accurate the way this guy's doing it right now. I hope they would say that. Okay, so we'll go outside a little bit if you guys want me to, so I can show you how it flies, so you can see the external, not the internal, the external part. We're gonna do that right now. We'll go ahead, use the camera, and go to the external part right here, and you will see just how accurate that is. Look at that. Look at it, man. That's like a real airplane reacts. But why is this like this? Why am I able to get this kind of like a precision flying? Because my thruster sensitivity, it's calibrated, so I can adjust speed, my wind speed of knots. I can adjust it properly on the thruster. That meaning when I'm moving my thruster, I can adjust 0.25% to 1% to 2% to 3%. When I'm accelerating, I can control the percentage of that speed. And same thing with my stick. I can adjust the percentage of the sensitivity that I need to adjust to get my airplane to move realistically as it should be, like in real life. So if you're interested in T-16000M Thrustmaster full package FCS controllers, I would highly suggest that you buy it for $250. I don't regret, let me tell you, man, I don't regret one bit purchasing this flight stick combo. I don't regret it one bit, man. I can play this with any flight simulator game, whether it be this or X-Plane or DCS, especially DCS, Digital Combat Simulator World, or what else we have? Elite Dangerous, Um, I mean, so many flight. Even the Wingman, that latest game that came out, Wingman on the PC Game Pass. So definitely a lot of benefit here, as you can see. And look at that. Look how smoothly I'm able to trim my plane and properly adjust the speed. Speed, the knots are wind speed. You guys know that, right? Speed of knots, not your nuts, but knots. They're measuring your speed, like what's the wind speed you're going, and speed of knots can once they get to over 1,000, I think over 800 knots, then you're going Mach 1. And if you go above 1,800 knots, you're going to Mach 2. And if you go above 2,000 knots of speed, then you're going, I think, Mach 3, which is ridiculous. Especially if you're pulling in like 9 plus G with something like, let's say, F-22 Raptor, which can easily do 9 plus G's turns. And that's devastating for any other jet fighter out there. It's a MiG destroyer. F-22 will destroy the Sukhoi, the MiG, any of those Russian jet fighters will just, it will kill it, basically. It's a killer of Russian Sukhois and MiGs. But it will have a difficult time with the Su-57. But the problem with the Su-57 is the Russia doesn't have that many Su-57s available, and there are not that many activated out there because they're so expensive, and Russia just economically doesn't have that military industrial complex the way United States has. And this is one of the things that, you know, the Putin will not tell you, is that their economy, their military industrial complex pretty much is non-existent. They don't have it. They have weapons, they have military, but they don't have what we have. They don't have this constant. We just dropped like trillions of dollars, $13 trillion, maybe even more, on Afghanistan and other places. The one thing we have in America is the most powerful military that keeps growing due to the military industrial complex for over 60 years. After the World War II, that's when the military industrial complex started kicking in. Even Eisenhower talked about it, 5-star general, and President of the United States, 2 terms, very successful. And after that, you know, John F. Kennedy took the office in late 50s. He beat his opponent, Nixon. So F-22 Raptor, it's still the best of the best. And only we have it. Only United States Air Force has it. People ask me, how come the U.S. Navy doesn't carry F-22s? I mean, the U.S. Navy can call the Air Force and say, hey, we need the assistance, you know, we need the F-22s. But they cannot carry them because they're just too big to be stored. But however, U.S. Navy has F-35 Lightning II called the Fat Amy, and those are perfect because they can kind of like a Harrier. They can go up, they can go down, they can maneuver in so many different ways. But right now, currently, they are building a giant USS craft that will carry F-22 Raptors, and my goodness, if that carrier is that in that region and you got about 24 F-22s, you done. Imagine that, 24 F-22s on that one carrier, or maybe more. Let's say you got 4 of those carriers out there. Whoever our enemy is in that region, they're devastating. It's going to be devastating for them. The only problem with us here is the politics. We have the most powerful military on the planet, and we can wipe out anyone at any given time. But there's a bureaucracy, there's politics, you know, that's a whole different subject. But military, if our military gets the green light, if our military gets the green light and authorization to use the full might of their force, that's like a hand of God. And I'm not exaggerating. For those of you who are military, God bless you. For those of you who serve in the U.S. military, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's like a hand of God. No one can match us with that. Nobody. Not even China, not even Russia. I mean, really nobody. You know, that's if we activate everything around the world that we have. Nothing can stop us. But we got politics, we got bureaucrats, you know, that's a whole different story. I don't want to talk about that. You know, it's a whole different subject, whole different issue. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to show you how cool and accurate this flight stick is. I know it's not much, but I hope it gives you some idea how accurate this T-16000M really is. Maybe we can go back to a cockpit again, just really quick. I apologize that I, you know, started talking about the military-industrial complex. The only reason I mention it is so that way you guys have understanding why we can afford to have F-22s and why we can afford to build these big, giant, you know, carriers. That's my whole point I was trying to bring across. I wasn't trying to jump into politics. I wasn't trying to move from the subject of this flight controller. It's just I was trying to give you a reference as to why we have the ability to have that military might superpower. You know? All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As you can see, man, this thing is awesome. Once you calibrate everything, it feels like you're flying a real plane. And this flight controller stick, it's pretty big, and that's what she said. Okay, a little comedy right there. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the live stream pretty soon. Take care.